One thing that the former royal known as the Duchess of Sussex cable TV actress Meghan Markle knows is the fact that His Majesty the King is indeed a good father, despite whatever her husband, Prince Harry, the former royal known as the Duke of Sussex, openly says and has written in books. They contradict themselves because on television there are numerous interviews about how the then Prince of Wales was very supportive during very difficult times, not during, of course, just their late mother's passing, but more importantly, teenage lives too, other pivotal moments. But you see, Meghan, as ever, a very shrewd cookie, or so she believes, actually thinks that this is a sort of bartering power that will eventually make His Majesty the King crumple and, of course, see her way of thinking. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you today. And as ever, thank you so much for joining me. Yes, wet and windy out here in London today. I think we've got Storm Deborah or something coming. I told you before, can't be doing with these names. It's just winter, isn't it? It's just daft. Somebody else given a job, you know. Ooh, what shall we name this? You never name them anything you've heard of, do they? Like Storm Kylie or, you know, something a little bit more like, how about Storm Fred Astaire? No, don't want to do that. Might create a memory, might create some happiness. Do you know what I'm saying? Back as ever to your breaking roll story of the day. This story, as I say, it really just is contradictory in itself because, as we know, Meghan Markle had the very graciousness of having His Majesty the King, the then Prince of Wales, very nicely escort her halfway down the aisle because she wanted to become an independent woman on her second wedding day at St. George's Chapel in Windsor. That's right, apparently her father was, shall we say, incapacitated and couldn't simply do the honours. Bit debatable on that one. Now, as of course His Majesty the King celebrates his latest birthday with a private celebration, according to a very well-placed source, and as we know, this is really a factor, he would have liked most of his family around him. We told you before previously how His Majesty the King had stated the fact that he didn't want his final years to be difficult ones. Harry and Meghan seemingly are going out of their way to make sure that this is going to be happening. But according to a very well-placed source, of course, to the parodied Family Guy cable TV actress Meghan Markle, believes, you see, that their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lily, are the key factors into reconciling. You see, she understands the fact that His Majesty the King would very much like to spend some time with their grandchildren. Now, let's not forget that the King is ostracised from seeing his grandchildren. No two ways about it, hasn't seen them in such a long time. But more importantly, neither has her father. Remember, basically, she pointed out in a newspaper interview that Harry lost his father too. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, you would have thought that common sense may have kicked into Prince Harry and felt, well, this is a pivotal moment, you know, a 75th birthday. Perhaps it's time at least for the children to reach out and offer some kind of, well, celebratory video, even a wave, some kind of voice message, anything, but seemingly not. According to that very well-placed source, Meghan herself sees this as the next pivotal move. And this is, of course, from a company that is supposed to offer empathy, kindness and inclusion, and more importantly, understanding. Baffling when you think, and a very difficult sort of job for their marketing and agency team. How do you make two people seemingly so cold appear so warm when they do such actions like this? As ever, I'd love to know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. Really, Thomas Markle and His Majesty, really, Thomas Markle and, of course, His Majesty the King. Who would have thought they would have had so much in common around about the same age? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.